Hello and welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Arati. Welcome to the stimulus update and news report for small business owners. This is Monday, November the 9th. So I hope you all are getting a wonderful start to the week. I hope you had a great weekend. There's a lot to cover. There's breaking news for today. So there has been a lot of exciting things happening. So as always, this is such important information for entrepreneurs and small business owners. Please do share out this broadcast and do share this channel. If you're new to this channel, do subscribe. If you're here, you're already part of the She Boss Talk family. Do give this a thumbs up and drop any questions that you may have regarding any of the information that I provide today that may pertain to you, that you may need additional information on. So there's a lot to cover today. So I want to make sure that I go through it so that I don't miss anything, because this is important to all of us as entrepreneurs and small business owners, really trying to keep our businesses afloat. Some of us have closed our doors, right? You're trying to reopen or you're trying to pivot in your business with everything that's going on with COVID. It is on the rise. It is averaging about 100,000 new cases every day. You're wondering what's happening with the stimulus package. We just had this big election in the U.S. So what does all this mean for you as a small business owner, and how do you get a financial lifeline for your business, yourselves, and your families? That's what I'm here to talk about today. So do make sure that you watch this to the end, because I always give very important information all the way up to the end of the program and bonus information at the end. Okay. So as far as the stimulus update, we first have to recognize and acknowledge the elections that we had on Tuesday, November the 3rd, voting in record numbers. So kudos to everybody who voted, who made your voice heard. Your vote has power. So, we got out the vote. So that was a wonderful thing. It went days. So there was not an elected president that day. So it was days. So it was really testing everybody's patience. But we need to make sure that we are patient. Patience is a virtue. And then let the votes be counted. And that's exactly what happened. That it continues to happen across a few states, just making sure that they get all the votes in, because this has been, like I said, an unprecedented year with the pandemic. More people than ever before are voting by mail, okay? And so that had a big impact as well. So states were inundated with votes that were coming in. So they experienced challenges too. Shout out to all of the workers who put in their time. They don't get paid a lot of money. That is a service that they're providing to us as the American people. So we really appreciate them for doing that. Shout out to them. We do have a president-elect Joe Biden and VP-elect Kamala Harris. So this is a real historic moment for us. Just to shout out for women everywhere, that doors are being opened that have never been opened before. We're being represented in places that we were underrepresented or were absent before. So she is the first female, woman, VP, Black woman, and woman of East Asian descent. So that is very exciting for all women and girls around the world to know that if she can do it, so can you. So that is the big news. So President Trump is not taking it, laying down. He's not very happy about the results. He has not accepted the results. He has not accepted defeat. So he's been, I don't want to say somewhat absent, but, he's been on Twitter as usual. Not sure that he's focusing on what really matters, as he still is the president of the United States. And it's important for all of us that we have a smooth transition into the new year, as we do every time we have an election and we have a new president. Even when he was elected, the process is the same, no matter who's running, no matter who wins, no matter who loses. But we know it all has an impact on us. So that's where we are with that. But the impacts that it has, that is what we want. That's what we're concerned about. What plans does Joe Biden have going forward for us in the future as far as the stimulus package and moving the country forward in a unified way? So I'm excited about that because we need more unity. We need our leaders to actually show up as leaders and act on our behalf in our best interest. And so I believe that that's very important. So I wanted to address that because that impacts all of us. We're all human beings and we're all business owners. Everything that happens, whether it's a local election or federal election, all of those things impact you as a American and as a business owner. So that's important. One thing that I want to mention is Biden's plan, some of the things that he has in his plan that he wants to address in the next stimulus package. And I want to go through that really quickly. Just like before stimulus checks, he would like to see $600 in unemployment benefits. He would like to see free COVID medical treatment and testing for everybody, so that we don't have to pay for that. He would also like to see sick pay for employees, and including gig workers and independent contractors, self-employed individuals. He also stated that he was on board with Elizabeth Warren's proposal for a $10,000 student loan forgiveness, right? So if you have not checked out my video on student loan forgiveness and some of the proposals that are out there, this is one of them. This is one of the proposals that is in the HEROES Act, the initial one that was passed back in May. For $10,000 of loan forgiveness. So I've seen proposals as high as $50,000. There's a big push to have it all forgiven. But there is a move towards forgiveness, especially on the Democrat side in their proposal packages. Now, on the Senate side, they have not addressed anything regarding student loan forgiveness. So that's something to note. Real quickly, why that's something to note is that along with the presidency, we had Senate races. And so there are still two runovers to 2021 where they would have another opportunity to, I think in Georgia and Arizona, the senators there to determine who is going to have the majority in the Senate. Okay, so that's Georgia and Arizona. So if you live in Georgia and Arizona, please take note. That would be important to you as well as it is the entire country, because that will, again, determine, kind of how we move forward with a lot of these initiatives that we're trying to get done. So again, that is Biden's package. Mitch McConnell has said, now he was the one talking earlier about holding off until after not only after the election, but into 2021. And so they're coming back from vacation, and he is saying that he would like to pass a stimulus package before the end of the year. It's long overdue. So because President Trump seems again to be absent from a lot of these things, he is actually going to step up and take a leadership role in helping to move things forward. And so that means working with Nancy Pelosi and coming together to pass a comprehensive stimulus package. Last we left off, I think the last proposal from the House was I think they came down to 2.1 million. And I think the Senate is still at 1.8. They may have come up to 1.9. But again, they're still negotiating that package, and we hope that they pass something before the new year, okay? Because unemployment is still at record highs. We lost the extended benefits for unemployment back in July, so we still are missing that. So months of unemployment. Evictions are still happening across the country at record numbers. So all of these things are very important. The American people are still suffering. We still need a stimulus package. And I know I think I was reading an article about Mitch McConnell was talking about the job report said there was a little bit over 600,000 new jobs added. And so he thinks, oh, that's great. So, well, we don't need a stimulus package. That is not true. As long as we still have record number of unemployed, we still need a stimulus package. And having a new job doesn't mean that it's an adequate job, doesn't mean that it's a high paying job, because we know a lot of these jobs are minimum wage. And how many of you all can live on a minimum wage job? So not many people, okay? So I really want to talk about the Paycheck Protection Program and EIDL real quickly, especially PPP. For all of you all who have applied and were funded for PPP, this is going to be important for you, as well as the EIDL program. That's the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. Three big things. Number one, there is more and more complaints about PPP fraud. Okay. We knew that there would be some fraud, but the fraud is high. And I'm talking about in the billions of dollars. I'm talking about these billions of dollars that went to unqualified, ineligible people, which kept the money out of the hands of the small business owners who really needed it. And we know a lot of us missed out on the PPP and EIDL programs. We're still waiting to receive our money. So what has happened? So a lot of people, there's still a lot of complaints, news organizations that have been requesting information regarding this, really a push to get the SBA to respond and do something about it. They said they had internal controls, but the fraud, waste, and abuse under this program is enormous. And some of the things that have happened that are concerning is that people, again, that were ineligible receive money. They may have received funds more than that they were eligible for. So that means if you were only eligible for 20 and you got 100,000, that's a problem. People over-reporting their income or falsifying their documentation, or having a false ID, or using the money inappropriately. There's so many different businesses that had over 500 employees. This program was only intended for those with 500 or less employees. And so there's companies that have more than that got benefits that should not have. There were businesses on the do not pay list. If you owe taxes, you're on the do not pay list. They still got the benefits. So that means, where were the internal controls to make sure that these businesses did not get access to the funding that they actually wind up getting? Okay. So I said before that there's been challenges with the PPP and EIDL programs. It's true. And the SBA has been less than transparent. They really have not been abiding by the Free Information Act. And so the federal judge ordered that the Trump administration and the SBA release all information for PPP information, as well as EIDL information, with full names of everybody that received funding under these programs, addresses, and the amount that they received in these programs. Because along with the fraud, I don't know if you know, but across the country, there's several investigations of fraud. Several people have been arrested. Several people have been charged, and several people have been convicted for fraud in these programs. Okay, so I said way back when these programs first came out, don't get caught up in the fraudulent activity because it will come back. They are going after people, and it's not just the 2 million or more that they're auditing. If people will report you, if they feel that there's been fraud, banks were on notice for fraudulent transaction and things like that. So your banks are already set up to with certain controls to be notified if they think that there's maybe some fraudulent activities going on. So there's so many different ways that to think that you would get away with it really makes no sense. And at the end of the day, you're not only going to have to pay that back, you're going to owe additional penalties and fines, and then possibly be in jail or prison for that. So that it's not even worth it to go through that. But the thing is that the small businesses that are suffering are not getting access to the money that they need through these programs. So again, the fraud is a big issue right now. A federal judge ordered the SBA to release the data so they can get the information and figure out what's going on with this program and get some resolution because they're still working on the plan is to open up the program for additional funds because they still have $130 billion left and may even add to that. So before they do all that, they just need to get all of this under control because that's billions of dollars lost. That could have been in your pockets. That could have saved your business. So that's just something to be aware of. Another thing I want to talk about is the Ppp Forgiveness. Just a reminder, this is also still an issue. It's still a challenge for a lot of you businesses out there that have used your Ppp money, your Paycheck Protection Program funds, and seeking forgiveness. There is a simplified form. If you receive $50,000 or less, it's a simplified, easy form where you self-certify. No additional documentation is required to get your forgiveness. Banks have been slow to process the forgiveness. Small business owners have been slow to submit it just due to some of the complications in the form and getting in contact with the bank, having the bank follow up, because there's a big push to have a lot of it forgiven, $150,000 or less. There's a big push so that it just releases a lot of the burden on the small business owner and the banks that have to process the forgiveness. And then there's the issue with, you apply for PPP and you also got the EIDL advance. Then that means that EIDL advance money offsets your PPP loan forgiveness amount. So if you receive $50,000 in PPP, you also got the $10,000 EIDL grant. That means the most that you can be forgiven for PPP is $40,000. So it's less whatever amount you got in EIDL is what your forgiveness would be. And again, there's a big push to rectify that. So that is not even a factor, and you would still get your 100% forgiveness. That has not passed. Like I said, there's advocates, people that advocate for us. And so if I get an update on that, I will definitely let you know. But as of right now, if you submit a PPP loan application and you also got an EIDL advance, it will be offset your amount. Okay. So if you have any questions on that, do let me know. I want to really quickly mention unemployment, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. Just check your state. I heard that some of the states were backdating some of the claims, which means they're allowing their claimants. So if you filed a claim or they did something with your claim, then they can backdate it up to 52 weeks back to whenever you had your initial claim or should have gotten your claim in or didn't. I know in Pennsylvania they're doing that. So I mentioned before, a lot of these programs, a lot of the states have had real big challenges with the PUA. This is the federal portion for independent contractors, gig workers, self-employed, small business owners that do not qualify for the traditional unemployment. So some of you said that you still hadn't gotten your benefits. So do check with your state on how they're progressing with that. Because that was another huge benefit for all of us as entrepreneurs and business owners to be able to get unemployment while we were, waiting on getting the PPP funds and the EIDL funds and other grant and funding opportunities. So again, if you're still having challenges and haven't gotten any unemployment yet, please let me know in the comments. But do follow up, continue to persist. Don't give up. I know a lot of these programs have been very challenging. EIDL has been challenging for me. I still have not had resolve on that, even though I was denied. Then I submitted reconsideration. Then I was approved. and I still don't have my money. I still don't have my grant, and I still want my EIDL grant, my $10,000 EIDL grant. So if you're one of those, or if you apply for EIDL before July, because this is only if you applied before July, before they ended the grant portion of the EIDL program. If you applied and didn't get it, and you're still waiting, let me know in the comments. I always like to gauge who is still in the process waiting, and we won't know anything else until they pass the next stimulus bill or the Small Business Lifeline Act. But these are things that are coming down the pipeline that you should be looking out for, and that you should be calling your congressmen and women, okay, that we just reelected to do their job and to pass these acts and to give us our money. So there's money, more money on the way, but we have to let them know what we want and what we need. It's just, we just have to keep fighting, keep pushing, keep pressuring them to do what's right. Is it fair? Maybe not, but you have to fight for what you want. If you want it, it's not, everything doesn't come easy. Okay. I want to say, just mention really quickly, this is very important. If you know any persons that are incarcerated, in jail, or in prison, they initially did not qualify for the $1,200 under the CARES Act. They are now eligible to qualify. So if you know someone in prison or in jail, they have, I believe, into November 21st to submit or file a claim on the IRS website. So again, please share this with any of your peers that, family members that may be in prison or in jail, or have family members that know that they're in prison or in jail, so that they can kind of facilitate that process. But again, that's money that they're entitled to, that they can get. But the deadline passed, but they allowed, I believe, until the 21st to submit that claim on the IRS website. And I will put that in the comments after this broadcast is over. Make sure it's in the description, in the show notes. Everything you need, anything that I mentioned here on the program will be in the show notes, so you can always click on the resources that are available to you. But that is very important, because so many people have been disenfranchised through these programs and left out illegally. So that means there's a lot of court battles going on many of our behalf to make sure that we get what we are entitled to. And I'm thankful for that. They incarcerate former business owners that were former felons were left out of the PPP program until it went to court, right? So people were fighting for them to be able to get access to funding, right? Once you paid your debt and you're a business owner, you should be able to be entitled to the rights of everybody else that's a business owner. If you need help, you should just be able to get the help. So, a lot of these programs are putting in restrictions that, again, disenfranchise people, minorities, women. Again, you can't let that happen. You have to really be proactive and be an advocate for yourself with a lot of these programs, and just don't accept no for an answer, and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pressuring people to do what they need to do, so that you can get the support that you need for your business. So I talked about the stimulus, the elections, the unemployment, the PPP, the EIDL programs. We just need more money. We just need more stimulus money coming for small business. There is more coming. Again, please apply at your local levels. That is where the big money is right now. While we're waiting for for Congress to get it together and pass this package, there is relief at your state level. The states receive money, billions of dollars to provide relief. So there's rent programs, mortgage programs, utility relief programs, and programs for small businesses and nonprofits to get grants. I've seen grant programs up to $500,000. It just depends on your state and their particular program. So do use our resources. We have a grant tracker. It is a free online tool that we update on a weekly basis that has grants and other opportunities, scholarships, fellowships, pitch competitions for all types of businesses. on there. You can go to www.shebosstalk.com and click on the Relief and Grant Tracker tab, and it is there. Please bookmark it and use it regularly. Let that be the start of your search. And reference that on your search and when you're applying for these different grant opportunities. The next resource is the Winning Grant application cheat sheet and checklist is also on our website. The links are also in the description and will be provided in the comments. These are all resources and tools that help you apply for and increase your opportunity, your chances to win grants. Okay, so I know a lot of you search them. You're like, okay, how do I apply? What do I need? How do I stand out amongst 100 or thousands of other applicants? How do I tell a compelling story? What type of documentation do I need to submit? How do I verify that I'm an actual legitimate business? These are all things that you need to know. So I'm giving you my insider tips in this cheat sheet that helped me win over $50,000 from my business over the last few months and have helped over 1,000 entrepreneurs and small business owners get grants. That is free money, no interest, no loans, no paying back anything. It is free money for our businesses. I've helped them secure over $1 million for their business. So if they can do it, you can do it too. Use the cheat sheet. And a lot of you all ask me about a one-on-one consult. It is not cheap, but it's not expensive. Expensive is relative to whoever the person is, right? But I created the cheat sheet so that you can bypass the call, right? And really utilize this tool. It's a fillable PDF. You can use it for every single application that you fill out. I'm telling you exactly what the questions, what I went through, what I did, the tips, the recommendations, everything that I use to get grants for myself and help other people get grants for their business. All types of businesses that are actually on this thread watching this video have gotten grants, legitimate grants out there. But you have to know what to do. Don't go into it blindly, because I've seen so many people come back to me. They made it in the process. They're on step 2 or step 3, and they're denied because they can't verify their business or they don't have a document that they're asking for. I'm telling you exactly all the types of documents that they could potentially ask for that you just need to have ready. You just need to have it ready. Don't miss the opportunity to get a $5,000 grant, $10,000, $20,000 grant because you just went into it blindly and you weren't prepared as a business. When they're giving, if you're expecting people to give you money, expect that they will want information from you. They will want you to validate your business. Okay. So it's not like, these federal relief programs. It's all easy, but they made it really easy where all you did was self-certify. But these grant programs are really easy. They really simplified the process. You don't need a grant writer. You don't need a lengthy proposal. I'm telling you everything you need to know in the cheat sheet. So do pick it up. I don't want to see another person apply for a grant and you could have had it, but you just did not have that document. You could have had it, but you just could not verify your business, because you won't get through to the next steps. Or you could have had it, but you didn't check to make sure you were eligible, and you had everything to make you eligible. So get the cheat sheet if you need it to apply for this grant money out here. It's applicable to you, whatever type of business, for-profit, nonprofit, employees, no employees. If you're applying for a state grant, a county grant, a city grant, or a national grant, it really doesn't matter. It will work for you if you're applying for a pitch competition. I applied for 2 pitch competitions. I'm pitching one on Wednesday. I'm doing a video for another one later this afternoon. The money is out there. It's just, are you ready to get it? If you're ready to get your money, let me know in the comments that you're ready to get your money, because it's there. And how can it help you in your business? What do you need right now? Let me know in the comments. What do you need right now? What money do you need, and what are you going to do with it? How are you going to apply it to your business? And you must use it for your business. Don't be like these people that's getting arrested that's using federal funds for non-business related things. These grants are for your business. It's not to take a vacation. It's not to repair your home. It's not for childcare, anything like that. It's related to your business. How are you planning to use it for your business? That's what you need to ask yourself. That's what you need to know when you go in and to apply for a grant, when you go to apply for a pitch competition or any of these programs that's going to give you free money. They're betting on you when they give you their money. And so they expect you to be fully transparent and an open book and give them whatever they're asking for. And whatever they ask for pertaining to my business, I give them, because you are an open book. It's not your personal life. Your business is public information. And how you show up on social media is important, because they're searching you beyond what you write in the application. So these are all, take these tips, right? And go apply for that money. Go get through the steps. And I'm gonna say this one more time. If you in the middle of any of these processes, whether it's you applying for a federal program, state, national, it doesn't matter what it is. Once you start, do not change your business information until it is over. Don't change your information. Have your information, have your bank account, have everything set up in your business name, everything matching. That's what they're looking for. Do not change it until after you get your deposit. Someone lost a grant because they simply they changed their bank account. When they ask you for your bank account information, that's the information they're going to use to deposit your money. So why change your bank account? Do not change your information until you have your money. Like before this COVID hit, I was in the middle of transitioning, like in my business, and I was going to change my domain and everything. I put all that on hold. So I'm still pivoting my business. I'm still changing things, but this is my corporate. All my business information is the same because I use it to apply for these grants. It's well known. I'm across the internet. It's easy to find my business. It's easy to search it. And I'm not touching it till I'm done applying for all these grants, which I don't even know when, because I make it it's my daily mission and my daily job, my daily responsibility to search out free money for my business. So I encourage you all to make it a priority to get money today. If it has not been a priority before, make it a priority today to get free money for your business, because it's out there. I've seen states, city, counties, and states literally begging, doing campaigns to find you all's businesses, to find people to apply, to give $10,000 to. They can't find you. So I'm giving you all the resources and tools to help you get access to the money, to connect with those organizations that are giving out the money so you get it for yourself. So it doesn't go to, it goes to you and not somebody else. But I want all of you all to be able to get money for your business. It's definitely possible. Make it happen for yourselves. Again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't given this a thumbs up already, give it a thumbs up. Do share, because sharing is caring. There's millions of business owners out there that still don't know that money is available to them. They don't know how to get it. And you can impact another's life just by sharing a video, just by telling a peer of yours that this channel exists and to come watch, because there's no one giving out information like that we're doing. And this is free information so that we can help each other. We're in this together. That's the only way we're going to rise and thrive in this pandemic. And it hasn't come to the end. And our businesses need help. So that's why we're here to help you any capacity that we can. Again, feel free to reach out anytime. I'm happy to be a resource and provide you referrals. If you need them, just let me know. But thank you again so much. You all, it's Monday. Have a productive week, right? Set your intentions, set your goals, and go after everything that you want for yourselves, your business, and your families. Continue to be the boss with amplified impact, and continue to stay safe and in good health. Have a wonderful day.